When you think of Australia, you think of crazy animals, right? Spiders, snakes, sharks, everything there wants to kill you. But what if I told you the scariest monster in Australia is something you've never even heard of? It's not in a zoo, you can't find it in a documentary. This creature has been haunting Australia for tens of thousands of years, and it comes from the oldest living culture on the entire planet. This is completely insane. I'm telling you, one of Australia's most terrifying legends might actually be real. Deep in the outback, there's a monster that's existed for thousands of years, and the proof we have is way more insane than you think. This isn't just some campfire story. We are talking about the Bunyip. Before we begin, if you love uncovering hidden, dramatic moments from history, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment with your thoughts. It really helps us bring you more stories like this one. To understand the Bunyip, you have to understand Australia. For Aboriginal Australians, the entire country is alive with stories. It's not just history, it's a living worldview called the Dreamtime. Think of it like the spiritual source code for reality, where spirits aren't just myths, they are 100% real. These spirits literally created the mountains and rivers. And deep in the darkest swamps and rivers, they say one of these spirits lives. They call it the Bunyip. The name literally means devil or evil spirit, but it's so much more than that. Sometimes, the Bunyip wasn't a monster, it was a guardian. Water is everything in Australia, so the Bunyip protected it. It was less like a mindless movie monster and more like a fierce guard dog for nature's most precious resource. The stories weren't just to scare people, they were lessons. Don't mess with the water. Because if you did, the consequences were terrifying. They said the Bunyip comes out at night, lets out this insane, booming scream that freezes you in place and then drags you underwater. It was even said to hunt women and children, making it a truly terrifying monster. So what does this thing even look like? This is where it gets wild. No one agrees. The descriptions of the Bunyip are all over the place. For centuries, people have been reporting completely different things. It's like trying to describe a song to someone who has never heard music. Every description is totally different. Some early accounts say it was a shapeshifter, basically a ghost in the water. But then Europeans showed up and tried to figure it out. In the 1800s, the newspapers were full of crazy sightings. Some people said it was like a big dog or a seal with dark fur. But others said it was massive, like a calf or even a horse, with a long neck, tusks, flippers, and a crazy tail. Just imagine it. You're by a lake at night. You hear this insane bellow, and you see something in the water. What is it? Some people think it could just be seals swimming up rivers. But other reports describe a monster with a dog's head and an alligator's body, or a 13-foot-tall beast that walks on two legs. The fact that it looks like everything is what makes it so terrifying. It's not just one monster, it's every monster. It's the ultimate fear of what's hiding in the dark. You gotta remember, when Europeans first got to Australia, it was like another planet. They saw kangaroos and the platypus, a mammal with a duck bill that lays eggs. If that was real, why not the Bunyip? So people started taking this seriously. They treated it like a real animal that just hadn't been discovered yet. The hunt for the Bunyip was on. In 1818, explorers found these huge, weird bones and thought they were from a hippo. People got so hyped they were ready to fund an entire expedition to find one. By the 1840s, sightings were happening all the time. In 1845, a newspaper reported that fossil bones were found, and an Aboriginal man said they belonged to a Bunyip. That story went viral. Then, they found a super weird skull. Even though scientists said it was just a deformed horse skull, a museum in Sydney put it on display as the Bunyip skull. The public went crazy for it. It was like the release of a new iPhone. People lined up for blocks to see it. A guy who lived with an Aboriginal tribe for 30 years said he saw it all the time, and it had supernatural powers. People kept reporting seeing and hearing this thing for the next 100 years. For 100 years, nobody could figure out what the Bunyip was. Was it a seal? Some new species? The answer didn't come from a hunter, it came from fossils. This is the craziest part. Back in the 1830s, scientists found these gigantic bones. They belonged to a massive, extinct animal they named the Diprotodon. The Diprotodon was the biggest marsupial ever. It was the size of a rhino, weighed over 3 tons, and had giant tusks. Its closest living relatives are wombats and koalas. Imagine a koala, but scaled up like a movie monster until it's the size of a minivan. I am not kidding. Now here is where your mind gets blown. Humans got to Australia 60,000 years ago. The Diprotodon died out only 40,000 years ago. Do you get it? For thousands of years, people lived alongside these giant, rhino-sized wombats. They would have seen them at watering holes, the exact same places people see the bunyip. The theory is that the bunyip isn't a myth at all. It's a cultural fossil, a memory of a real-life monster, passed down for 40,000 years through stories. It's like a message in a bottle passed through countless generations. By the time we find it, the bottle is gone, and all that's left is the message, the story. So when people later found these giant fossils, it just proved their ancient stories were true. The bunyip wasn't a monster. It was history. But then, something weird happened to the bunyip. As Australia got more developed, the monster that used to be terrifying became popular. Seriously, by the 1900s, the bunyip went from being the shark from Jaws to a character on a kid's lunchbox. It started showing up in kids' books and cartoons as a friendly monster. The word bunyip was even used to make fun of politicians, calling them fakes. They even built robot bunyips for tourists that would jump out of the water. The bunyip went from being a terrifying monster to a symbol of Australia's crazy wilderness. The fear was gone. But even though it's a cartoon now, the original power of the legend is still there, reminding us that there are ancient secrets hiding in Australia. So what I asked the bunyip? Is it an evil spirit that's still out there? Is it a 40,000-year-old memory of a real-life giant wombat? Or is it just our fear of what's hiding in the water? Maybe the answer is all of it. The story of the bunyip is where myths and real science collide. It shows that some legends are way more than just stories. They're echoes from a lost world. Which leaves us with one last question. Are all the monsters really gone? Or are some of them just waiting for us? What do you think the bunyip is? A real monster, a memory, or a myth? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more insane videos like this, subscribe right now so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.